From eTown Hall in the foothills of the Rocky Mountains, it's eTown with this week's guests. Originally from Chicago and now living in Nashville, Rachel Baiman. And from Southern California, Steve Poltz. I'm Helen Forster. Join me now in welcoming our host, Nip Forster.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to eTown Hall. Man, oh man. We gather again, our family of mostly strangers who don't know each other, who've been listening to the show all over the country, and actually in other countries too. A big crowd of people who've been listening to eTown for a long, long time. And I'm glad we are gathered once again with our love of music, our love of nature. We have been united in this way for a long time, and so welcome. We're glad to see you. Glad to be with you. Today we have two kind of restless singer-songwriters who created careers out of nothing. They made it up. They completely invented their careers. But it started with an absolute love of playing music, a commitment to getting good at playing music, a love of their fellow musicians, a love of travel, sort of, mostly. And they both found their way. Rachel Baiman is originally from Chicago. She started out playing in fiddle contests, playing old-time and bluegrass music, but has gone on to release 5 albums of original songs and is very active and outspoken, standing up for all the good things. Steve Poltz. Steve Poltz was born in Halifax, Nova Scotia, raised in Palm Springs and in San Diego, and he has a kind of wonderful, unrelenting energy that has propelled him in his life. He writes songs easily. He writes songs spontaneously. He writes songs collaboratively. He wrote a hit song with Jewel. He writes with Billy Strings and Mike Gordon and dozens of other people, and he works a lot. His schedule is full. He's busy. He's out there in a solo act. In his own words, he says, "I'm just a weirdo, a freak, a bon vivant, a rounder, a rabble-rouser, a workaholic, a people-pleaser, an idiot, and a grateful kid who ran away and joined the circus." We think he's a little more than that. I think he's a little more intentional than that. He's skilled. He's a great entertainer and songwriter and singer. So glad he's here, actually for the first time. So please welcome to the eTown stage, Steve Poltz.
All right. This band is crazy. Wait till you hear what they're doing. It's pretty wild. We have never played before, and today they learned these songs. So I have a new record out that's not out yet, but I'm so excited about it. And the opening track on the record is called "If It Bleeds, It Leads." Because you yell back, you scream like they can hear you in the television set. What am I to do when all you're doing is a yelling at the top of your lungs? You're even scaring all the pets. You're scaring all the pets. One time I remember when you went and grabbed your pistol. You blew a hole right through the brand new lounge room television. I had to duck and cover, then I rose and slowly peeked out. Thank God you have good aim and that you shoot with such precision. You shoot with such precision. We're all adrift on a sea of slime. We're wandering around just wasting our time. Maybe one day we'll all join together. We'll find some missing treasures and we'll have some playtime. neighbors called the cops and then they pounded on the doorbell. They had the SWAT team with them and they weren't just there to schmooze. I had to do the sidestep when the tank came through the front door. I said, hey Ma, would you look at me? I'm making the news. I'm making the news. One thing I can tell you that I'm pretty sure is certain. They must sell advertising to bring in the proceeds. They don't want you to flip the switch or even close the curtains. They keep us hypnotized, and if it bleeds, it leads. Wouldn't you know it? Car wouldn't start, and I'm stuck in the yard. You told me to listen, but I never listen. Why do I make it so hard? And it's on, it's not gone. Look who's wrong. At it again, at it again. We're at it again. A half of an ounce of prevention. I need divine intervention. The man upstairs handles my affairs with very good intentions. And it's on, it's not gone. Look who's wrong. At it again, at it again. We're at it again. Cats. Sometimes we disagree. The making up part is so sweet. Laying down on the lovebird seat, and it's on. This band.
Steve Poltz, welcome to eTown, man. Oh, man.
Thank you, Nick.
I told you this story before, I think, but it was like maybe a year ago I was in Nashville and I was with some experienced older Nashville songwriters who had a lot of success. And they're not jaded, but they kind of been there, done that, seen it all. And I took them to your show, and they both afterwards said, I would pay money to see that guy. They'd never heard of you before. They were like, I would actually pay money to see that guy. It's so cool.
You know what was cool about that gig was I'd just gotten off of the road and I was in Nashville. And I got a call from this lady that runs a radio station. She goes, Steve, Tommy Prine can't make the show. He's got pneumonia. Could you come play? Everybody's going to be disappointed when you walk out, but because everybody's coming to see Tommy Prine. But if you could do that, I'd owe you a solid. And I was like, yeah. Because I always just say yes. Because if you just say yes in life, things are going to happen.
Yeah.
Just say yes.
Yeah.
And so Gary Nicholson showed up,
That's
and
right.
I'd always wanted to write with him. Now I've written like 15 songs with the
Wow.
guy because he saw me that night.
Yeah, I brought him and
Because you
Sean
brought
Kemp.
him.
Yeah.
And I text with Sean Kemp all the time.
Yeah,
so.
man. Well, see, I'm an enabler.
Yes.
And we were disappointed when we got there.
Yeah. See?
But it changed because you're so good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I want to, just for our radio listeners and for the, obviously you've got a lot of fans and friends here, but a little bit of background. Halifax, Nova Scotia was something I didn't remember about that being your birthplace. And you got your first guitar when you were 6. Was that in Halifax?
I got my first guitar when I was 6 when we immigrated to the United States.
I see.
So I'm a dual citizen.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because those people are up there are crazy, so you want to get away from them all and
Well-
live here where it's really safe.
Well, going from Halifax to Palm Springs is kind of an amazing culture shock. That must have been crazy. And did you really meet both Elvis and Liberace?
Yeah, it was nutso maguzzo. So my dad got a job in Palm Springs, of all places, and it was cold in Halifax. And he said, we're getting out of here. Next thing I know, the guy that lives across the street from us when we were living there, it was like 1969. By then, I was 9 years old. His name was Mr. Rice. And he goes, Steve, Kathy, and Kathy's my older sister, he goes, Elvis is going to be landing today on a private plane at 3 p.m., and you guys could meet him if you'd like. Well, I was freaking out because Elvis was my hero, man. I mean, I watched every Elvis movie.
Wow.
And I was like, I can't believe I can meet Elvis. Are you sure? He goes, yeah, you can ride your bikes on the tarmac. I mean, it was obviously pre 9/11. And so we ride our bikes on the tarmac. We lay them down. It's 120 degrees outside. It's August. Private plane lands. You hear the squeak of the tires. The steps come down, and out comes Elvis Presley, larger than life, with a pompadour. 69 Elvis, comeback special Elvis, wearing black leather,
Elvis. Yeah,
big
black.
pork chop sideburns.
Yeah.
And we run up to him.
Sunglasses.
And he goes, sounds like you kids been a-running. And I said, yeah, to catch you, Elvis. And he picked me up and put me on his shoulders, took off my little cowboy hat and ran his fingers through my hair. And then he gave me his autograph. And then my sister was older than me, and she was really pretty. And he goes, your sister sure is pretty. And I said, it's okay, Elvis, you can have her. Because I thought I could get a record deal from Colonel Tom, because I was already playing by then, but he just laughed.
Did he marry her or not? No, he didn't marry her, no.
He did. He was the nicest guy.
Yeah.
And what I learned was he just wanted to be around people.
Yeah.
And he didn't stop talking to us. He was just talking to us. Finally, one of his assistants comes up and he goes, come on, boss, we got to go. So we waved goodbye to the king and rode our bikes home high on the trail of
That's
success.
really cool.
And-
What a cool story.
And then we would go trick-or-treating at Liberace's house.
Yeah.
Liberace, when you went up to his house on Halloween, he had piano keys, but they were winding like Lewis and Carroll type thing. It was crazy.
On his driveway.
Yeah, going up to his door, and then when you ring the doorbell, it would go, dun, 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 dun. And then he'd open it up, and that guy with the bow around him, the blonde guy that was his boyfriend, the perfect white teeth, and Liberace would go, hello, kids, have a Snickers bar. And he'd have big Snickers bars. And then we would change from being Ghost into Batman, into the Munsters. Could we come back? Because we wanted more Snickers bars.
Wow. Working the system, man. You learned early. You learned early 2 things. You learned how to go where the action is,
Yeah.
and how to work it once you got there.
Yes.
And that's sort of sustained you the rest of your career.
It really did.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy
you
career.
say yes, you show up, and you're game.
Oh,
you work it, man. I know you had a song in the movie called Notting Hill.
Oh, Notting Hill.
Notting Hill, yeah, you got one of those, and you wrote a big hit with Jewel, and
Yeah.
you've had these brushes with fame and stardom, and you've mostly just been working really hard and been so successful at creating thing that is both ancient and wonderful, which is the ability to travel and tell stories and sing songs and be that guy. And people look forward to the annual visit from Steve Poltz in their local theater. I imagine that it's also impossible to have any kind of plans or career arc when you say every gig is the best gig you've ever had. I mean, all you need next is just another gig, right? That's not like anything's...
Yeah.
Do you have a strategic plan or anything like that?
Dude, you're like Barbara Walters. You're going to make me cry. Like, when you were saying that, it was so touching, and I was looking in the eyes, and I was like, why do I feel like I'm going to cry right now?
Oh.
That was a great question.
There's a lot of love in the room here, Steve.
Yeah.
There is. Do you remember the question?
Yeah. So, the crazy thing is the stuff that happened along the way, like the hit with Jewel, it was a song called You Were Meant for Me. And so it sold like 15 million records. And the crazy thing is just last week, it's Thanksgiving, my phone's blowing up. Turn on the TV! And there's Jewel in the Macy's Thanksgiving parade,
Right.
dressed in yellow, going, you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. And I started Googling with ChatGPT or whatever, how long does it need to be played where I make more money? And they're like over 33 seconds, and it was on for like a minute and a half. And that was the only song she picked, and I was like, yes. And then she was on a float, and she's looking resplendent in yellow. And then there's a truck, and it said, sponsored by Chevrolet, Monsanto, Walmart. And for a minute, I was like, I didn't want that money. And I was like, yes, I do. And then one side of me was like, no, you don't. They didn't okay it with me. That's okay, because I didn't ask them to, but I still get money. That was like the whole argument.
Yeah. That's vaguely like career planning.
Oh, that was the question.
That was the question.
I've never... Dude, we're like the Smothers Brothers. This is great. Mom always liked you best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never made a plan.
Listen, so far, I wouldn't ask too many questions. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's working
Yeah.
out great, and we're proud of you, and we're happy that you're in our orbit. We're very happy you're on the radio show, really, for the first time. The fact is, it's not easy to do what you do, and you do it so well. And so I just want to get back to hearing more songs, more music, and also I want to encourage people who are listening. Pay attention when you see Steve Poltz's name show up in your town. Go check it out, because the live Steve Poltz thing is worth seeing. It converts even the skeptical.
Thank you.
Let's play some more music. Welcome back, if you would, Steve Poltz.
That was a good interview. Man. Jacob took a hammer and he went up a hill, built a nice house for his best friend Bill. Jacob took a shine to Bill's sweet wife. Bill sliced Jacob with a hunting knife. Well, you best be careful where your heartstrings go. Wind up dead, a missing toe. Lose your mind or you could lose your nose, or spend the rest of your life 6 feet in a hole. Love a little bigger, forgive a little quicker. Life's too short to be sick and then sicker. Take off your clothes, jump in the river. Pack a nice lunch, keep your arrow in your quiver.
Sarah bought a snake from a traveling salesman, a big old viper for her poisonous husband. Slip it into bed once his eyes were closed. Where he ended up, nobody knows. The insurance detective comes sniffing around. Sarah took a minute, she sat him down. Confessed that her head was haunted at night. She went to jail for the rest of her life. Love a little bigger, forgive a little quicker. Life's too short to be sick and then sicker. Take off your clothes, jump in the river. Pack a nice lunch, keep your arrow in your quiver. Tell me that life depends on the liver. If you want to get right, skip the brown liquor. Lay yourself down beside the cool river. Think good thoughts and keep your arrow in your quiver. Love a little bigger, forgive a little quicker. Life's too short to be sick and then sicker. Take off your clothes, jump in the river. Pack a nice lunch, keep your arrow in your quiver. Love a little bigger, forgive a little quicker. Life's too short to be sick and then sicker. Take off your clothes, jump in the river. Pack a nice lunch, keep your arrow in your quiver. Oh man!
That's Steve Poltz, Southern California. The latest record is called Joyride. He had some help from the eTones, Christian Teal, Adam Bodine, Eric Tureen, and Helen Forster singing. He will be back to play some more music later on in the show.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Bohemian Foundation, building stronger communities through the bohemian qualities of creativity and imagination. On the web at bohemianfoundation.org. Hey, by the way, I'd like to take this opportunity to remind you, if you're into visuals, for your viewing pleasure, there are over 3,000 videos on the eTown YouTube channel, where you can also subscribe in order to stay up to date with our latest video offerings, including from this show. You're listening to eTown.
I'm Nick Forster. You are listening to eTown. Steve Poltz is going to be back, play some more music in a little while. And coming up, Rachel Baiman is here. Wonderful musician, singer, songwriter. She's going to be out to play some songs. But before we bring her out, I want to tell you guys, especially our younger listeners out there, that when we started eTown, I was concerned about climate change, global warming, as I am now. It's a big issue, it's a big problem, and I made a point back then especially of inviting the brightest minds, the best scientists to be on the show, and almost every week. And so now, from time to time, we're going to actually dig back into the archives and revisit some of that stuff from our early days, talking about climate science and trying to get ahead of the curve. So one of those guests more than 30 years ago was a legendary climate scientist, Dr. Stephen Schneider. He was a professor at Stanford. He was an author, recipient of the MacArthur Fellowship, advisor to the White House for every president from Nixon to Obama. Stephen Schneider died about 15 years ago. But here's a little clip of some of what he said when he was on eTown back in the early 90s.
We all know that problems with nature can be very complicated. This earth is a very, very difficult thing to understand, and you can always find things we don't know. But what amazes me about the critics is that they will point out quite rightly that things we don't know could make the problem vastly less serious than we think. But they often forget to mention that things that we don't know could also make the problem worse than we think. And therefore, what we kind of look at in the future is a coin flip. On one side of this coin, it says, potentially moderate to serious damage, probably can get through, maybe a little difficult here and there, but by and large manageable. On the other side, it says unprecedented change, potentially catastrophic. And I happen to, in my value system, not like taking that chance with the earth without trying to slow it down. But again, those people, and their politicians and others who will argue we should wait until we're sure, I wonder whether these people have insurance and whether they believe in medical prevention or even in armies. All of these things are strategic hedges against possibilities. The amazing thing is that there's lots that we can do. It starts out, pardon the preachiness, but you can shut the light off when you walk out of the room. That may sound, that's trivial, I'm only one person. But if 1 billion people did that, 1,000 times a year, you're not just saving on your electric bill and helping the public service companies, but you're also reducing environmental pollution. You can be more efficient. That's what public service and other good energy companies have been doing. In fact, they've recognized it's cheaper actually to save energy than to make it in many instances. And I'm glad that we have enlightened corporations. We haven't learned that yet in Congress and in the White House. So those things can be done. It's cost effective. So what we have to do is recognize this isn't a problem solved with just one action, one tax or one event, but it requires a whole continuous series of things that we have to manage across the board with all the various committees. And if we can do that and insist that our politicians not just say, well, we're going to give you good jobs, but we can ask them, are those jobs also going to be environmentally effective? And I think we have a right to ask them that. In that case, we have a chance to slow substantially some of the threats to the planet in the future.
Thank you very much. Our guest, Dr. Steven Schneider. Thanks for being here in eTown.
Thank you.
So that's just a part of what Dr. Steven Schneider said on eTown back in the early 90s, more than 30 years ago. It's still stuff we are committed to, passionate about. I know it's not the most entertaining stuff in the world, but I don't care. It's why we do it. And I do it now also with a little bit of extra urgency and energy because for some reason, the team that's in charge is just kind of anti-science in ways that are so shocking to me. Yet even today, the administration published a thing that's saying that they're fighting against what they are calling, quote, disastrous climate change and net zero ideologies that have so greatly harmed Europe, harmed the United States, and subsidized our adversaries. So it's just upside down world. So that's why we're going to keep letting people know the actual facts, the actual science, in amongst the music, in amongst the songs, in amongst the laughter. And I appreciate you listening. Thank you. I'm Nick Forster. You're listening to eTown. Steve Poltz is going to be back to play some more music later on. And now here's what's next. Rachel Baiman grew up in Chicago. Her parents took her to ethical humanist meetings, and she played the fiddle. She became the Illinois State Fiddle Champion when she was 17 years old. At 18, she moved to Nashville, began a long, collaborative journey that included playing music with Casey Musgraves and Kevin Morby and Molly Tuttle, and she started to release her own records. Rachel is part of a really remarkable generation of young players who started out playing traditional music and really learning it, really studying it, mastering it, and then branching out to make it personal and contemporary. It's an amazing circle of friends she's a part of. They're growing up together. She's now married with a kid. She's still doing all the musical stuff she and her circle do. We're excited to have her join us. Please welcome, for her first visit to eTown, Rachel Baiman.
Thank you so much. Well, it's awesome to be here at eTown. I've been hearing about this show for many years, and exciting to get to be on here for the first time, and it's been such a fun day putting these songs together with this incredible band. Well, I want to thank Nick not just for having me here, but for letting me borrow this beautiful guitar. I like to pack the morning that I leave. I was getting ready yesterday morning, throwing things frantically into a bag and thinking about the amount of bags I was about to have to bring. along with the child and the pack and play and the stroller and all that. And I frantically texting Nick like, "Can I please borrow a guitar?" And then I got here and I said to this band, I was like, imagine that I had carried my own guitar all the way across the country just to not play this guitar, which is like the best guitar you could play. So why would you do that? We're going to start out with a song about a horse.
Train out to Kansas, I was wild in her. Dollars from the army never bought, but I was sold. Hot iron on my back, and my spirit gone cold. Now I carry a name from the people they slaughtered, so I live in the middle, not son nor daughter. Just a horse and a battle, a donkey to win my soul's like a well for the anger in bed. Comanche, 7 bullets in my hide like a made in 3. No blinders on. Despite what I've seen, there was blood from a furious man who traded gold at the price of flying hot lead. And I'm just a lass that carries souls across fields and forests, but never back home. I'm the equine Elvis, can't kill me like a stripe with a star. The name's Comanche, 7 bullets in my hide like a made in 3. No blinders on. Despite what I've seen, despite what I've seen, despite what I've seen. Well, they call me a hero, they praise my name, but I'm just a horse and we all want the same. They feed on sweet grass, nuzzle our young to live in peace and die in the sun. I'm the equine Elvis, can't kill me, black stripe with a star. The name's Comanche, 7 bullets in my hide like a made in 3. No blinders on. Despite what I've seen. Thank you. Well, do we have any John Hartford fans here tonight? I'm a big John Hartford nerd, and I was one day going through his collection. There was a rare and unreleased collection with a bunch of recordings. And one of them was a version of this song called "Self-Made Man." But it sounds very unfinished. There's only one melodic idea, and there's not a lot of lyrics. And so I went ahead and finished the song, and I did get the permission of his estate, his daughter, Katie, who's really amazing, and it's all like kosher and everything. But this is our co-write that he's not aware of. It's called "Self-Made Man." Self-made man. How many people do you think he'll use to do the best he can? Have you watched his eyes when he deals you cards? Do you know the other players in his life? Have you ever seen the bones his closet holds? Do you watch it when he sharpens his knife? How many men do you think it takes to make a self-made man? Do you think you want to sit around and play a part in the corner of a self-made perfect little wife. Well, you tune when he's done everything right, and he should never take the blame for the people cast off and trampled on just because they got in his way. How many men do you think it takes to make a self-made man? Well, don't you wonder what he's thinking when he holds your life in the palm of his money-stained hand? Don't you wonder how long before you kick face down in the place where you thought you used to stand? How many men do you think it takes to make a self-made man? To make a self-made man, how many fingers must he step on to do the best he can? But how hard will you run with your hair rolling back to compete with a rolling stone and track him down at all the ports that he currently calls home? How many men do you think it takes to make a self-made man? But don't you wonder what he's thinking when he holds your life in the palm of his money-stained hand? Face down in the place where you thought you used to stand. How many men do you think it takes? How many men do you think it takes? How many men do you think it takes? How many men do you think it takes to make a self-made man? Thank you.
Rachel Baiman, welcome to eTown.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here at this beautiful radio show.
Yeah. I'm always curious about how people like you who've created this incredible sort of trajectory, starting with traditional music in a city, you know, so I'm curious about how that starts. Did you go to the Old Town School of Folk Music?
I did go a couple times, but I was on the other side of the city, on the west side. So largely, I just went to my local jam circle at the farmer's market. And that was where I mostly learned how to improvise and play tunes with people and stuff like that. Yeah.
And becoming state fiddle champion at 17 is a big deal. What tunes did you play?
Well, thank you for asking. Cherokee Shuffle.
Yeah.
Lime Rock, you know that tune?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God, to this day, it haunts me. But I will say that Illinois, not a big fiddling, state. So although I wear that title with pride, I do have to kind of say, well.
Was Alison Krauss the state fiddle champion?
She was, and we did share a trophy. Like, they had a traveling trophy, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Some of you listening might know about the fiddle player named Mark O'Connor, who was a young prodigy and a fiddle champion as a kid. But Mark said that sometimes he would intentionally come in second just so he could make friends.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes me feel like a terrible person. Thank you for saying that. Thanks for bringing that up. That's what I did too.
Third.
I came in third on purpose.
I did it on purpose, yeah.
Yep.
Well, so you moved to Nashville at 18. You went to college. You went to Vanderbilt. What did you study there? What were you doing?
I studied fiddle music. I was on my own program. No, I studied anthropology and excavating ruins and learning about people. And that was great. And then mainly I was trying to find my people in town to jam with and find that scene, which was like on the other side of the river, So Vanderbilt's like this little bubble on the west side, and then everything cool is happening on the east side. And so I would be trying to find people with cars that could drive me to the jam at the 5 spot, and it was a struggle, but we got there.
You found them.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It took a while.
Yeah.
It did take a while, yeah.
I was talking about this scene of young people who started with traditional music and really worked at it, really got good at it, and then added their own flavor and their own contemporary kind of material in a way that John Hartford did too. Songwriters who achieved a level of excellence, but also made their particular stamp on that traditional style.
I mean, that's really what drew me to Hartford. I think when I first heard his music after I had been studying fiddle music for so long and trying to be a technician of that style.
Yeah.
And really focusing on playing things perfectly. And then I heard Hartford and I thought, oh, like, there's a whole art side of this. You know, I'd just been doing the craft for so long, and I didn't really understand that you could have so much fun and so much freedom with it and be so yourself. And I think that's really why he became such an inspiration for me, because of that very thing. He really made it his own thing.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, and the scene in Nashville, again, seems to be so mutually supportive. Everybody's aware of projects and happy to hear and new things and co-write and collaborate. And does it seem sustainable, the scene that you're a part of right now? Seems like it's going well?
I mean, Nashville, I think, is a really special place right now. It's really in an era of greatness, I think, where it just feels so rich. You just can't help be inspired every day. That there's no shortage of people to learn from. Economically, I mean, I don't think anything's sustainable. So it just depends how you see it. I mean, I think it's sustainable in the sense that, as Gillian Welch famously put it, they're going to do it anyway, even if it doesn't pay. So, like, obviously in that way, but that's not great. So we'll see.
Well, hang in there. We're proud of all of you. And,
Thank you.
And again, it's the lovely combination of diligence and skill and determination that got you to this place where you could achieve a level of excellence.
Well,
start
thank you so
there.
much.
Yeah.
I feel like Steve Poltz right now. I'm going to cry. Thank you for saying that. I think we're going to make both of us cry tonight.
All right, well then let's play more music. Let's do that. Okay, welcome back, Rachel Baiman.
When I got to Georgia, there was nothing but an empty house. And I wondered what the hell we were doing, driving 500 miles in opposite directions. you put me under some wicked spell. If you didn't, then I think I may have fell in love with you, honey. I am tired of decisions in this world. Let me drift, let me soar, let me drive where the fields are sunny.
Thank you so much.
Rachel Baiman, originally from Chicago, now living in Nashville. Along with the eTones, Christian Teal, Adam Bodine, Eric Tureen, Helen Forster, singers and backup. I got to play some stuff.
Your visit to eTown is made possible in part by the Scientific and Cultural Facilities District, or SCFD, one of the largest cultural funding mechanisms in the United States, supporting nearly 300 organizations in the greater Denver, Colorado area. You're listening to eTown.
That was the eTones. I'm Nick Forster. I'd like to say hello to our listeners who are hearing eTown on stations right now, like KCHO in Chico, California, on WTEB in New Bern, North Carolina, and on KPOV in Bend, Oregon. Thanks for tuning in. As always, if you'd like more information about any of our guests, you want to learn more about anything that's happening here, you can get tickets to live shows. You can find out how to look exactly at what Steve Poltz is wearing this evening if you'd like to see that. All that stuff is online and much more at etown.org. And also there's podcasts and videos and all the social media things that many of you kids enjoy today. One of the many beautiful things about our guests this week is that they are kind of timeless. They're part of a tradition that is ancient and critical to a healthy society that is traveling minstrels, troubadours, jesters, those who speak truth to power while entertaining and making us laugh and think. And even the kings of old needed jesters to make fun of them. And humor, like music, of course, connects us all. So we are proud of our two guests this week. Thanks for being a part of this show. Here comes a guy who does all of that really well. Please welcome back to the stage, Steve Poltz.
Man. So my buddy John O'Ricks, who plays drums and keys in Wood Brothers, he was helping to produce my record with Oliver Wood. And before I went home that night, I go, give me a drum beat. I like to write songs to new drum beats. And he gives me, and he goes, but we're already done with your record. You have too many songs you've written. Do not come in with a song, but I'll give you this drum beat. And I go home that night and I have ODD and ADD. You know what ADD and ADHD is? I have that, obviously, but I also have ODD, which is oppositional defiance disorder. So when he sat down to me not to write a song to that beat, I went home and wrote the coolest song, and it's called Can O Pop. And I played it the next day for them, and they said, dang it, now we have to record this. This song rocks.
Let me open up a can of pop. I'm rusty like an old horseshoe. I've been working on the engine in an old shop. I wanna feel the fizzy rhythm with you. Had a chance to meet my love in Appaloosas, but I ended up drunk in Albuquerque. Tried to fill her head with a bunch of lame excuses. She thinks I wanna do the herky-jerky open up a can of pop. I'm rusty like an old horseshoe. I've been working on the engine, old shop. I wanna feel the fizzy rhythm with you. So I asked to try to meet me out in Natchitoches, but a monster chased me down in Chocolaco. And I jump and sprain my ankle on a catfish. Now she's left me for some drummer she calls Paco. Honey, let me open up a can of pop. I'm rusty like an old horseshoe. I've been working on the engine in old shop. I wanna feel the busy rhythm with you. Let my Bordeaux at the chateau. Let my chapeau down in Tupelo. Lost my left eye from a crossbow, and my wallet way up in Gatineau. So after saying what the heck, I ended up in Quebec. I passed out in the rain and ended up in a train from Montana to Savannah. Woke up in Louisiana, shouted a Hosanna, and I slipped on a banana. Gave my girl a nod and said, glory be to God. Honey, let me open up a can of pop. I'm rusty like an old horseshoe. I've been working on the engine in old shop. I wanna feel the busy rhythm with you. So I finally talked her into going to Kickapoo. At the motel we did a little research. Her father found out and his face turned blue. Now we're getting married over at the Catholic Church. Honey, let me open up a can of pop. I'm rusty like an old horseshoe. I've been working on the engine, old shop. Wanna feel the busy rhythm with you. I wanna feel the busy rhythm with you. I wanna feel the busy rhythm with you. I wanna feel the busy rhythm with you.
That's Steve Poltz. The latest record is called Joyride, out on Red House and Compass Records. Steve Poltz. We've got time for one more song. We were lucky to have Rachel Baiman with us this week. And we were lucky to have Steve Poltz with us this week. And we were lucky to just be able to be together, to have the band, have Helen, the crew, all of you guys. We mentioned John Hartford earlier. These guys, both of them are big John Hartford fans, so we figured we'd leave with a John Hartford song. And as I mentioned, I was in his circle, lucky enough to be with him. In fact, one of the last shows he played was an eTown show. He was an original and a free spirit, and here's one of his tunes. I'm Nick Forster. Hope you can be with us next week right here in eTown.
Someday, my baby, when I am a man, and others have taught me the best that they can, they sell me a suit and cut off my hair and send me to work in tall buildings. Goodbye to the sunshine, goodbye to the dew. Goodbye to the flowers and goodbye
When I retire, my life is my own. I made all the payments and it's time to go home. I wonder what happened betwixt and between when I went to work in tall buildings. And it's goodbye to the sunshine, goodbye to the dew, goodbye to the flowers, and goodbye to you. I'm off to the subway, I must not be late. I'm going to work in tall buildings. It's goodbye to the sunshine, goodbye to the dew, goodbye to the flowers, and goodbye to you. I'm off to the subway, I must not be late. I'm going to work in tall buildings.
This is a production of eTown.